computer.
Got it.
Here we go. So Danny, I'm confirming I'm correctly. I hit record and it is recording. So the editing should be better this week.
You know, it's funny. Like it cracks me up because I'm a big Barstool fan, and there was they do like a daily rundown, and there was a few times where they like didn't record it, and then they would be like, "This one's not as funny because the original one wasn't recorded," and then he had a big post, like a big whiteboard behind him that says, "Press effing record."
Well, we did it this week. Cue music. Okay, and we are back. So for anybody who is watching this on YouTube, well, first of all, we are Dad So
We got
Hard.
some guests. We are Dad So Hard
There's a lot going on in the Dad So Hard studio production office
at the Dunleavy layer.
Dunleavy house. I am Vinnie Dunleavy.
Danny McCartney over here.
And we are two dads, two friends, two guys talking about our lives, sharing stories, and talking about the trials and tribulations.
Vin, get a little closer to the mic, unless maybe my volume's down.
No, can you hear me? Your volume should be down.
Oh, no, now you're good. Yeah. I think
America. That was Danny, not me.
Sorry.
Listen, we're back, but it's okay because so you may hear some other noise in my mic, and if you're watching this on YouTube for our 4 fans,
he's got the critters with him.
Listen on audio, but I get questions. What do you guys look like? It's easy to see. Just go to YouTube and you can watch the party start. I am joined by two very special guests that have been on this podcast before. Once or twice. Who are you?
The reason he's dad.
Emily who?
Dunleavy.
And Emily Dunleavy.
Nailed it.
Who are you?
My name is Poopy Head.
Ooh.
So we're joined by Emily Dunleavy
and Poopy Head Dunleavy.
Poopy Head. So you could watch the chaos ensue on the video. But Danny and I, as we get into this week's episode, the first thing we want to do is just thank everybody. If this is your first time and hopefully maybe your second time listening, because last week we broke some records and we had a lot of new viewers. So thank you for tuning in.
Hopefully we're getting some retention and hopefully you stick with us because it's worth it. Trust me. And if you don't want to stick with us, just let it automatically download on your podcast app. Either way, we're good.
And maybe just hit play in the background. You don't have to listen to it.
Yeah.
But thank you. And if you are back or you have not visited us on social media, Danny, where can people get more from us?
Instagram and Facebook at Dad So Hard Podcast. Twitter at Dad So Hard Pod. Email us, dadsohardpodcast@gmail.com. Check out the website, wearedadsohard.com. Haven't updated it in about 7 months, so that'll be fun. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think those are the ways to contact us. If you're lucky, maybe we'll give out Vinny's personal number and you can text him. Maybe I'll give you the house phone. You call him at midnight, wake the kids up. That's always a good one. Looks like I'm going solo now because I took the microphone away from Vinny and they won't give it back. So
Hello.
Shane was saying hello. I will hold the mic. What do you want to say to Danny?
I am Poopy Head. I pee in.
look, this is real dadding.
Can you hear that? Yeah. So Shane just want everybody to know he has a poopy head, and would you say you pee on your couch?
Peed on the couch. Ooh, that's no good.
You do pee. But today, listen,
everyone does.
I know. So if you're back, this is going to be a big episode because there's a lot to talk about. So again, if you didn't tune in last week, we're mailing out books. We're sending out T-shirts. A big shout out to James Breakwell at Exploding Unicorn. Listen last week, and you'll get going. I'm literally being attacked while we do this.
Hey,
guys, this is like I'm in the dad hard news. But what I want to talk about this week, a little bit about our weekend. My weekend in particular, Danny, I had a birthday party for Shane. And it was a boys' party, which is slightly different than when I go to Emily's party when it's all girls.
What was it?
Nice.
What we're going to talk about, I'm going to share, and then you can comment. And then we have a new segment.
Yep.
Danny's excited for it.
I'm pumped.
I actually did research.
My voice. Just trust me.
Yeah, I did a lot of research this afternoon on breaking dad news, and so we're going to whip through. If you're listening to this, there's some big stories that are out there. Some are interesting, and Danny has not heard about them yet.
Well, yeah, I'm not a big research guy, not a big news guy. If it's not in cartoons, I don't know about it.
So I actually did spend a solid 15 minutes searching the interwebs for dad news. So blow
What do you
of
do? You
4 very
Google-
different stories.
You Google dad news? Is that literally what you type in?
I can't give away my secrets.
Okay. All right. Good. I don't want to know.
I may give them away for you, Shane, but I can't.
Google
give away my
alerts. Dad.
secrets. And then we are going to revisit at the very end of this podcast another week of Dad wins and Dad fails.
Okay.
Emily asked me what it is. You will see if you listen. If you're good, you're right. We're going to do it. And the language in this, I'm going to strive for PG-13.
I mean, I'm looking at children, so I am not going to curse.
But listen, in the Dunleavy household, we could easily skirt NC-17 in an R rating in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, I don't know. Shane,
Sometimes my mouth works too quickly from my mind, so I apologize in advance.
I'm not. There's no apology needed. My kids, I am their father. There's nothing
Good
you
point.
can do to
point.
embarrass them or speak more inappropriately than what happens in my own world.
Yep.
As Shane just yells out "pee-pee" in the background. So we'll. Yeah, I'm gonna see how good the audio is because it's gonna be interesting to see if it picks up any of the
A little bit. I mean, I hear a little bit of it. We'll see.
the background music. So this week Shane is 6 years old or turning 6, 5.5. So we had one of his school birthday parties at what we would like to call it's the bounce house place. This one is called Pump It Up.
Ooh, okay.
So Pump It Up
Double
is
meaning.
I would say it's the classic.
No, it's like blow up. It's a blow up room. It's like 3
Like
rooms with blow up stuff inside, and like you can climb on it and stuff. It's like trampolines, but blow up ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and it is quintessentially what I would say from either a 4-year-old to a 7-year-old. It is the quintessential 90 to 100-minute party because you get in.
Yep.
And you get about, I would say,
Which is
30. It is about 35 minutes in one room. Kids are running around,
Mhm.
bounce, bounce, bounce. They then switch rooms, a new set of bounce houses. Then you go to the third room for the last half hour. Trace is the pizza, and then dessert.
And the birthday person gets the blow up chair. They gotta sit in.
They have a Pump It Up Game of Thrones chair.
You know what I like? The only thing I love those places. They exhaust the kids. They have a great time. You kind of have to half supervise them because it's pretty safe. But I feel like at least one kid comes home sick, like of your own. So like I would say it's 50-50 of all the kids.
First of all, I would challenge you.
They're breeding grounds for like
all
germs.
the kids, but all the kids that are there are all the kids there within school all week. So I think unless there is a kid who's really
but they're not
coronavirus or
slobbering
COVID-19
and sliding all over the same things in school.
No, okay, good point.
Before food, though.
That's true. There's not a lot of sanitary wipes.
And
the
So that's
Yes.
Emily nailed it. That's my point. Like you don't know the party that was there right before you. You
Good
know what I
point.
mean?
And I
Like they're not cleaning that stuff off.
They don't wipe everything. They just leave it for the next people.
you don't think anybody wipes that
Exactly.
stuff down?
No.
They don't.
Definitely not.
Well,
Because it's too big for them to do. Like, probably they have like 30 minutes
You-
before the next party.
Yeah, no, she's
yeah.
nailing it right on the head.
I would say
You'd
that's
have
30
to-
minutes.
You'd have to bring in a cleaning crew before every single party, which they do not do.
They probably don't even do it once a week. They probably don't even do it once a week. which they
Exactly. We're lucky if they clean it once a quarter.
So the one thing I loved about this party, so generally in these parties, I love the 90-minute routine, and I would argue sometimes my criticism of them is sometimes they're either too early in the morning. There's sometimes a 10 o'clock start, which means by
That's-
11:30 it's cake, and they
I like
basically they're eating pizza at 11, but they had just had breakfast when they.
I like a 1 or a 2 p.m. start.
Once I had a birthday party there, and like my friend, their party was so early in the morning, they had bagels instead of pizza. It's like breakfast. I did not like it.
Yeah, it's like Bagel Friday for a kids party.
Correct, it's bagel fry, but you don't want that at a
By the way, I'm loving the kid commentary.
This is Emily's. This is like
If you're a first time listener to Dad So Hard, we normally don't have the kid commentary. I kind of dig it.
our formats change every week.
So
we reinvented
honestly, like again, if this is your first time listening, listen to every episode because it's a different format every
You
single
never know what they're gonna
different
get.
show week to week.
Right. So what I loved about this one is this one had a Saturday 4:30 start time.
Oh, you like that?
Oh, first of all, so we didn't have much going on, but I would
What time?
argue 4:30.
So
Think
it
about
ended
this.
at
That
about
means
7. Six 30.
It's six. Again, it's 6:30,
That's
and by the
actually
time
pretty good.
you mean you have your whole Saturday free.
Yeah.
Got a kid party at 4:30. They're eating dinner at 5:30.
They're eating. They're coming home tired and ready for bed.
By the time you're home at 6:30, they just are. Shane, I mean, was dripping sweat.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He sucked down one solid slice of pizza.
Here's my fear, though. On the ride home, they're so tired, they take a nap, wake up when you get home, you're screwed for the night.
So this is the issue, Danny. Local parties, how far? I would argue
okay.
that's only going to happen if you're traveling for a cousin's party and you're going an hour away.
I'm just saying, like, it depends, because Cody, turning 3, if he's tired,
He's knocked out
in a minute in the car.
I would argue this, but this is Pump It Up, and Emily, you can give a commentary on this. I think Pump It Up is age appropriate for a 3 to, I would say, max 7-year-old, which is a first grader party. What would you
see? Like, I don't like it because like they don't really change the things. It's always the same. So like I would say for ages like probably 3 like you did, but then I'll do like probably like 6-ish, 7 because like see I never liked Pump It Up. Like I only liked it like the first couple times because like they probably only changed like one of them in like.
Once you they have a new Ninja Warrior one there.
Yeah, but like it's still like not so good.
Here's where I'll say it's all about the quality of people that you're with.
I would argue yes. The issue though is so getting back to the quality. This party actually had a solid. Sometimes you go there's like 50 kids. It's too many. This one had about 20, and this was all dudes. Most of it there were some girls there, but this was a boy party, and I think. We've always had big parties for Emily and gone to like Emily girl parties. This was one where like when you see 6-year-old boys, 5, and these are 5-year-olds turning 6, a couple 7-year-olds, they run around, body blocking. It's like a football squad, elbowing. And now I knew a number of the kids. I've been involved. Yeah. And so randomly, I had no problem with watching the bumps and the bruises.
Yeah.
Hi.
I had no problem with the bumps and the bruises. However, a couple other dads, and now this is one where when it's your son's party, generally, I think more fathers show up, and I think moms show up when it's their son. But I do think when it's a bunch of boys, the dads, I think the moms are more easily like, yo, you're bringing the boy to the boy party. A lot more dads going to be there. So this was a very dad heavy party.
Okay.
A lot of us, some I had met before, some I had not, and you start to see real dad behavior. Like I let Shane ran in, I let him go. I went chatted up some dads, and then you had what I would call some dads acting as the helicopter moms. Oh. Like they were following their kids around. They were hyper vigilant, more to making sure their son wasn't the one beating everybody up.
I would rather.
Right?
Okay.
You got boys.
I respect that.
So they were being very much like, I just have to be on an apology tour. It was like, oh, my kid just pushed that kid down. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it was the first time I feel like I noticed more helicopter dadding that way than I had moms.
I would rather have like a art party or like a soccer party because like Pump It Up's more of like a running around party and bouncing. Like you're sweating after pizza.
Have you ever been injured at Pump It Up, Emily?
I probably like fell once or twice.
Yeah, which is an issue.
Because like they have these, like those little cart things. They're not like cars, but they're like things that you ride on that like for 3-year-olds.
Yeah, they make no sense that they're.
And like they're there, and like people run into them, and there's balls you can play with there, and like throw and catch. Those usually hit 3 people. They
had some party hazards. They literally, Danny, had like 3 hula hoops just like on the floor. They had like a little. Just in case. Okay, somebody brings like the 1-year-old and the 1 year. There's always the sibling that's really young. So they have those little it's those elephant. Shane actually, I think I tripped over one. It was like a little elephant that I was like, what's this on the ground?
Let's see what happens.
It seems like in the beginning you're like, okay, there's enough employees, but then when you're actually in the room, it seems like there's like not even one in the room. Like it seems like there's like 4 in the room, but they're all spread out because the rooms are so big.
And Emily, can I tell you a secret of those employees? How old do you think they are, Danny?
20.
17.
They're getting like their first job after like high school or college.
They're in high school.
In high school.
They're in high school and they're collecting a paycheck. So I believe I
So
saw
they
4
have-
girls in a corner just chatting.
Yeah.
There was no party management going on.
No, they're not going into like the education.
The only
Minors,
management
masters.
is to get like all the kids to line up to go to the next room. They're like,
Yeah.
everyone like line up.
And then they make you run around. This one, the other thing I'd like to say though, Danny, is, and I showed you a video of this. We may put it on an Instagram story. The second room this week, they did a black light, so it was all dark,
Oh yeah.
and it
Love
was
a good black light.
so shade. I mean, like the lights were, it was pitch black, and they had fluorescent lights on. So all of the bouncing, like if you had a kid who had, like Shane had yellow on his shirt, so I could see him in the bounce houses because his clothes were glowing.
Still not that safe.
It wasn't pitch black. I mean, if it was pitch black, that would be crazy. But it was dark enough that you could like see.
Yeah. Yeah.
My t-shirt can light up.
His t-shirt lit up, so when he
Ooh,
went
love
into,
that.
they had a giant Ninja Warrior bounce castle. But you could barely see in the size of
This guy
stuff
always
during the day.
promoting NBC.
It was pitch black. I was like, "What is in this thing?"
See, like they don't usually do that.
It was a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
So,
are these papers you keep shuffling around?
Oh, that's my research for today.
Your
Hey,
notes.
Listen, that's a segue. So we're getting into the papers. Okay, guys. We're check it off, Emily. We got the first part of the party done. Yeah, we did it. Black lights. I talked about black lights. I talked about
It's a hell of a
helicopter
segue.
dads. Yeah, and boys. Yeah, helicopter boys. We talked a little bit about you. That I'm going to come back to at the end.
Oh, is that?
That's a memory for me.
It's
No,
gonna
that's
bring it full circle.
Oh, yeah.
full
notes.
circle. Wow, this is one you have to watch on the internet. Everybody.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch this one.
You got to see what this looks like. So we're going to do a new segment called Breaking News. I am going to hit some headlines for Danny, and we're going to see, Danny, what I thought is there's 4 answers here, I think.
By the way, I
Or-
just want to say real quick.
What?
All hell is breaking loose upstairs.
Oh my God.
nervous.
I want to see the door behind you bust open with one of your
It's
kids.
upstairs. That's why I keep looking
Oh.
up.
Oh my God, it's gonna be amazing. This is real. We are like in a war zone of our families right now doing this podcast. So
Mommy's just laying down
and my
in her
mom-
room, relaxing,
yeah, my
watching
wife's
TV.
already in bed. She gave up on our kids after Shane wouldn't stop Chromecasting his iPad on the TV. There was
Well, we're watching our show. And we're like, oh my
Emily and Lisa watching TV. Shane had his iPad and he kept hitting the Chromecast to put it on the TV, and they kept arguing. And then he was watching my Netflix account and so-
Again?
again.
do that.
Well, he's been watching. He's been watching all these police movies. Today was on. He binge watched Austin Powers, like the entire series.
Good
and then-
choice.
yeah, it was, and they're PG-13 movies. So, but at the
Well,
end, then
He's 6, so
6, it's appropriate. So then what happened was, Elisa kept taking the iPad. She's like, "You have to figure out a way to get your account off of Netflix." Oh, I heard that one, Danny.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah, I was like,
There's a lot of background noise in this house.
yeah.
So, but literally, I said to Lisa, I go, "You can't take my account off Netflix. Netflix has 5 accounts. Like, you either have to take all of Netflix off, or like that's it.
Yeah.
He can click onto kids, or he clicks onto me. You have to
The
just
worst-
not to
The
click.
worst part is, I don't know who's stomping. I don't know if it's Mary Jane
Oh.
or the kids.
We will all know tomorrow morning on Instagram, Danny, if you are dead. We're going to survive ourselves. So, okay, so here we're going to go through these headlines in no random order, but they're crazy. We're going to talk through them all, Emily. We're going to talk through them all. So the first story, Danny, I have is, and so you have to give me the answers. Oh, we are all over this. I think you either have to say agree, disagree, stop the insanity, or bring it on.
can I pick?
Right? Like, what is your opinion of the situation?
Can I pick?
You can have one too, Emily. You can say, okay. So we're gonna go.
I'm not going to remember those choices, so I'm just going to react.
Give me a reaction. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what I think is the headline. Yes, hang on, Shane.
Wait,
Shane,
you're going to tell me the actual headline?
I'm gonna give you. What I'm gonna do is, well, how do I do it? Do you want me to tell you the headline of the story, and then you react to it, and then I'll tell you what happened in the story? No, because that's not the headline.
Sure.
The green?
No, I'm gonna. You could read that out. You can read that after.
The one
Well, I copy and I did some copy and pasting, and I forgot some of the headlines. So the headline, I know that.
Fine. We'll figure it out. We'll roll with it.
I'm going to tell you. So this headline is that, oh my God, I can't. Guys, I'm never going to get through this.
Yeah.
It's a really bad produced show. So a father of
Yeah.
a St. Lawrence College, Sarah Lawrence College daughter moved into his daughter's on-campus housing during her sophomore year. And let's
That's it.
say nothing good came of it, Danny.
That's the headline.
That is the headline of the story. So the man moves into his daughter's campus room. This story is a headline now because we'll tell you why. 2010, his daughter goes to college. He needs to be involved. He decides to move. I guess they allowed him on campus. It says in her campus housing, on campus housing. He moves in.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. That's kind of freaky
No
stuff.
way. How does this story end, Danny? How do you think the story ends?
I think this story ends with something bad happening to another girl that lives there.
Oh, let's see, Emily. The part of this whole game that me and Danny play is Danny is actually psychically connected to the universe and what I'm about to say.
Was that right?
So you are extremely close. So what ends up happening is, so why this is in the news today when he did it in 2010 is because he was just recently
Prosecuted.
He was recently indicted on charges for, get this, manipulating, abusing, and extorting his daughter's friends and other victims, netting him in the course of her college education $1 million in 10 years.
Yep. Sounds about right.
What he did was they are accusing him, and the abuse was first reported in New York Magazine, which I
Pyramid scheme.
Here, Emily, do you want to read this paragraph?
Yeah.
Read right there. Raise.
Cool.
Okay. Is that physiology?
You're gonna be Emily's psychological. Emily's gonna become our news reader. She's like the Natalie Morales of Dad So Hard.
That was a news noise.
Ray's psychological and physical abuse began after he moved into his daughter's on-campus housing during her sophomore year in late 2010 and started therapy.
Therapy's in quotes, so you gotta say therapy.
Therapy.
What did she?
Season?
Did she not start therapy?
Sessions with some of her roommates, according to the indictment.
So wait, so he started in 2010, Danny. He started therapy sessions with her roommates and on campus. Who would go to what? Emily, you will never go to therapy with one of your friends' dads. That is like an insane idea.
Yeah.
He
allegedly. Probably allegedly.
Allegedly.
He allegedly used these sessions to prey on their
vulnerabilities.
You say that.
Vulnerabilities.
And mental health problems.
I mean, this dad was a
totally. He knew his target, preyed on the weak.
Correct, but he did. Oddly, what I thought was fascinating about it was, like, did any of the girls tell like their own parents? Oh, you know, like, because they don't say the girl's name. Say the girl's Jackie. So, like, Jackie's dad's living on campus.
They probably had issues with their parents. Probably don't speak to their parents.
Well, that's probably why they agreed to go to therapy with one of their roommates' dads.
Exactly.
Okay, good point. What? Oh, well, this is the next story. Well, okay, we're gonna get the next story. So that's story number one.
Mm-hmm.
The second story is, Danny, I know, but I'm gonna set it up, and he's gonna tell us what occurred, and then you're gonna say what really happened. Now we're getting in a rhythm. So, Danny, if your son or daughter, you send them to school, and you give them food.
Yeah.
They don't like the food.
Mm-hmm.
You come home. How do you learn? How do you reasonably figure out that your kid's not eating or not liking what you're packing? Wait, Danny has to go. No.
Well, that they're probably starving when they come home from school.
All right, so that's one way. Emily,
I'm not saying.
Emily, what did this? So this is a story of a 7-year-old girl.
Okay.
What did this 7-year-old girl?
This is a sassy 7-year-old schoolgirl left for her dad in her lunchbox, telling him, "I'm not eating my sandwich because I hate humans."
Humans?
Humans? Oh.
Depending on what those parents are packing. Emily. Human. It does look like human.
Oh my God! I was gonna say that is pre-crime. Lock that girl up.
So that was a good. So yeah, it's just that I think actually for a 7-year-old now, a 7-year-old is in what grade, Emily?
Second.
Second grade. So a second grader. First of all, good penmanship. There's a picture of the note. Very well written note. And I mean, that I think is a very. I mean, that girl's going in gifted and talented.
It says sandwich, not sandwich.
Oh yeah, well, maybe her spelling. She said not at eating was etting. What is that?
Oh well, lock her up.
Second grade spelling. But I mean, I think that was really good. And the dad, his reaction was, what did he say? He goes, I asked her if she liked her packed lunch. She told me there was a note in her lunchbox. So she said, I'm not even talking about it, Dad. She's like, we're not talking about it.
Could have been way worse.
I say, you know what, Emily, if that's how you want to speak to me, I love it.
Could have been way worse. She could have attacked him. Could have told him
No,
to
there's no
F
F
off.
word. Okay, yes, there's an F word in this article, so just don't read it. No, we're not saying the F word or reading it. Okay, now welcome back, Shane, for paying attention. He hears the F word.
There might be some curses.
Correct. So now this story, Danny.
Can I read it?
You hang on a second. What do you think the reaction of fathers would be when Kim Kardashian does an Instagram video tour of her children's playroom?
A father's reaction?
Show off.
What do you think some dads?
Show off.
How do you think dads reacted
Show off.
when Kim showed off her kids' playroom?
Why is she doing?
Did they not care at all? Because that's how I feel about it.
I actually would agree with you. I'd be like, she's rich. A lot of rich
Who
people have
gives a
giant
shit?
rooms. Who gives a shit? Well, there's apparently a couple fathers out there, and this one, hang on, says Kim Kardashian's playroom tour is triggering AF.
A man said that?
Yeah. I didn't say the word. You're not saying it either.
Yeah, you said a bad
No, I didn't say the bad word. Danny, did I just say the F word?
No,
God,
did not.
I'm abused. And I'm
Shane,
verbally
tell on him.
I didn't say the S word either.
Yeah, we did.
No. Did I say? Oh, I may have. Oh,
We
yeah.
both
Well,
did.
so trigger. So this.
Can I read it?
Well,
Wait, do I read that?
no, because this. I just highlighted this. So no, because this actually has a lot of bad language in it up there, which is actually really bad. But I just thought it was odd. Like, and I went back on the Instagram story and I looked at it. I just think showing off your kid's playroom in general, I wouldn't. I just don't like. I don't get that need. I think that's probably a mother's need versus a dad's need.
Okay.
Right?
I'll
Like,
say
do
if
you
I
show
showed
off
off
where you play with your kids?
If I showed off my kid's playroom, people would have a panic attack at the mess. It's actually pretty clean, but it's just, we just cleaned it up today.
Well, because the argument, Danny, is it's normally very messy.
But correct.
Kim Kardashian's is like a
Spotless.
Disney World. Yes. Emily, like to comment on this.
I have two things. First of all, can you show them this? See this picture?
This is
If
the
you
actual
no, it's upside
Instagram.
down.
No, it's not. This is the actual Instagram.
Okay. So if you
Okay.
look at the slide, the ball pit is
Yeah.
actually
Looks
on
nice.
the slide. No, the ball pit is on the side where you would climb in the ladder. Isn't that sort of weird? Wouldn't the slide be going to the ball pit?
It's a good point. It's a
And
good point.
also, today my friend and we pranked her family and ding dong ditched her and used Daddy's cardboard Kim Kardashian and put them in the front window.
Love it.
Full
I
circle.
love
Actually,
it.
a full circle Kim Kardashian moment here. But yeah, it actually is a funny thing, Emily, that, yeah, she has a ball pit for her daughter, but the ball pit is where you climb the ladder to get onto the top.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear that? Shane, we may have a brawl breakout, my two kids. And it happens. Okay, so the last story, Danny.
Yep.
How do we like this segment so far? You like this?
I do like it.
All right, so this is a good one. We're going to end on a positive note. What happens, do you think, to fathers when they become a dad? Do they get
A
healthier?
vasectomy.
No. Well, that happens. But do you think this article says that when you become a father, you become healthier, not healthier, or your actual health, becoming a father, has no impact on your health at all?
I can only respond by commenting on what happened to me, and it is not healthier.
Oh, Danny.
I eat their snacks. I eat more snacks because, like, I eat on my own schedule, and then when they're hungry, I eat again. I work out less. This sounds like I'm complaining. I'm not. It's just I'm just stating.
I
is.
think. Wait, what were the options?
Does the dad become healthier, not healthier, or no change at all?
I would say like he changes, but it's not in like a healthier way or an unhealthier
So
way.
I think you're right. I think
No change. No real
I
change.
think
No significant change.
I think it starts off unhealthy, but then as they get older, I'm hoping it's going to lead to more health because we're going to be playing sports together. I'm going to want more energy to play with them.
Well, I am unfortunately here to tell the both of you, you're both wrong. You're both
Stagnant.
No. Becoming a dad, men get healthier when they become a father. That is, the research shows it. Now you read the article because I said, let me investigate this. And actually, no, you can read it. You can, not out loud. You can read it. No, not out loud. But what's interesting about this article is that because, but what's interesting, Danny, is, and this is where you have research studies that show like correlation is not causation, and like why are men getting healthier? And we just say what is BS?
So why are they getting healthier?
Well, because it says after our analysis, the results indicated being a father was only meaningful as a predictor of purpose, so that having a strong sense of purpose significantly predicted whether a man was more likely to adopt health-promoting behaviors with greater social support. So in other words, they found that it wasn't being a father per se that was associated with healthier living, but fathers were more likely to report experiencing a greater sense of purpose in their lives, which was closely associated with healthier living. So fathers with a greater purpose leads to healthier behaviors. So in theory,
How old's her child?
well, this is a research study. Well, Emily, that's a bad article.
Interesting.
Don't read the rest of that article. It's
That's
cursing.
an interesting
I can't hear you.
study. Sure. So I guess I got to get healthier.
Well, no, but Danny, that just means we are actually healthier than we are because we live hard dad lives. But if you commit to the Dad So Hard Nation and you commit to being a hard dad, you are committing to a more purposeful life.
That's right.
And more purposeful meaning, which means indirectly, without making any effort, you will indirectly become healthier because your life will have more purpose. So you will unconsciously do things to be healthier. It's like the best diet plan.
Oh, now I see. Because you probably
All right.
spending more time with the kids.
Exactly. I'm going to play with my kids. I'm now like, instead of watching football, I got to go to a park.
And also, like at night, the baby's gonna cry a lot. You're not gonna get like as much sleep.
You may get less sleep.
Well, that doesn't make you healthy.
No, it doesn't. I know, that's the serotonin builds. It's not good. Oh, she has to have this. All right, so the finally, Danny. Now that was breaking news. Had 4 stories, 4 hot stories.
I loved it.
Oh, Emily, before we get into my dad, I'm going to do dad wins and dad fails.
Okay,
And I have 2. No, I'm going to talk about it as part of my dad wins. I am going to do it. I'm going to do my dad win. And Danny, what's your dad win or fail of the week? Do you have one?
Wait, tell me what it is.
My dad win and my dad fail of the week. Well, I would say I don't know. I don't have one. I'll try to think of one while you do.
Maybe your dad neutral. You could be dad
I'll
neutral.
think of if I can think of one while you do yours. I will.
So, these segments only pop up when I actually have one. So that's the reason why I came up.
Yeah, I
know. That's how this show is programmed by me. So, okay. So my dad fail of the week. I'm going to start my fail. Was that Shane this week? I got him a couple Nintendo Switch games, and he was playing them, and I have no clue how to play them. So every time he was like stuck somewhere, he would give me this game, and for 5 minutes I was like, I have no clue. In particular, when it was an Avengers game, I had no clue. And
okay.
Then I opened the box. There were no instructions. Who makes a video game with no instructions on a Nintendo Switch?
Do they normally have instructions?
I
thought you just play it and figure it out.
It's literally just like you buy the thing that holds like a CD, and then like it has the little chips to put in the Nintendo Switch, and then they like play. Like there's nothing.
It's definitely not pro sustainability these days because you get a giant plastic box with a microchip that big. I don't really get it, but no, there was no instructions. So 6 times this weekend I was given a Nintendo Switch. And literally not what I call it a dad fail was because I literally had no desire to play. It was like, yeah, I faked pretending doing something. I was like, I can't do it. Just threw it back at him. But somehow he figured it out.
You know what I always like doing? Well, I actually can't wait to do it with my kids when they get video games. Is like I remember when I was younger, and I would do it with like younger cousins and stuff. You hand them an unplugged controller, and you play the game yourself, and let them think they're playing.
Oh well. So Danny,
When you want to play the game,
I'm weird. If you could test that theory out in about the next 6 months with your kid. No, I tried that with Shane. They they know it's because they start moving it and they're like, it's not moving. They know that it's not going in the direction that they're using it.
I guess you got to do it with like a 4-year-old, like a 3-year-old.
No, you better do it with a 2.5-year-old. Once they're 3.5, they know.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, you're done. No, but you got to get what you have to do is like when Shane was when they're 3.5, you have to have a third remote where like 2 people can play. Then you give them one, but they watch you. And they're like, why are they paying attention to me? He's like,
yeah. And why is he only looking at the screen?
Correct.
Yeah.
So, my dad win of the week was I went out of my way in my schedule to make sure I could go to school on Thursday morning to attend one of Emily's functions. Emily would like to explain. This is in her school. They have a lot of different activities. What was this one?
It would go fast. Okay. So basically, it's called the Wax Museum because we pick a person and then our teacher approves this person, and then we do it, and like we research him and like write a speech about them.
Dress up
and
like
then
them.
We dress up about we dress like them, and then like this special teacher, Miss May, comes and like helps us figure out our poses so that when people don't press our button, because people press our button when we come alive because we're like.
So who is your person?
Hope Solo. Ooh. We try to tag her on Instagram.
I did an Instagram stories. She didn't look at any of her stories.
Damn it.
Boo.
Boo.
But Emily, what was something that you tell Danny something about Hope Solo that you did not put in your school biography?
I can think of something that I hope she didn't put in the biography.
She got arrested twice.
Oh, yeah.
For like violence with her sister and for driving U.S. soccer.
Was it a DUI?
U.S. soccer team.
U.S. soccer team truck? Oh, she was driving U.S. soccer team truck. With what? Was she drinking? Oh, with her husband? Yeah, I think she...
Yeah, and was it with her sister or I think it was with her nephew that she beat the crap out of him?
No, she beat up her sister, right? No, Emily said she beat up her sister.
I thought it was a man.
Half sister, technically half sister.
I thought it was a man.
I thought it was her husband at one point. Well, she's a goalie. She was a tough chick.
She was.
That's why she helped the U.S. soccer team win gold medals, and that's why she is number 1 in the world, right, Emily? That's why Emily looks up to her, admires her.
I don't.
You don't now?
I just researched.
You're over her.
No, there's many things about her that you probably don't want to know.
Emily read that. She had to read her bio. So
No. I had to read articles about her from like this biography app.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh my god.
Not all of them are good.
No.
But listen, the 3rd graders of America.
Did you know she was on Dancing with the Stars? I don't think I put that in.
I did know that.
I didn't know that. But it was fun. They put all the kids in rooms. Like one was
cool.
An athletic kids room. So like soccer, baseball players. I learned a lot. There was things I learned about. Yeah. The interesting enough though, the shortstop of the Houston Astros who cheated at the World Series. He left that out of his bio.
Of course he did.
Your buddy Luke, he was the Astros baseball player who cheated in the World Series. But they did not talk about that. I was like, oh, what about that? You were in the news last week.
You should have asked him.
I know. He was in that was off limits.
That thing won't go away.
Wasn't where.
How did they cheat?
I'll tell you about it afterwards. That's a different story. But I know, but it was cool and it was nice. But I liked being able to go to work late and actually show up and be there. And it was actually, I was impressed by, again, the amount of fathers and mothers, the good amount of dads who we took our time to get there, right? There were a lot of dads there, right, Emily?
Where?
at the Wax Museum. There are a lot of dads. It's not always moms that show up. Fathers show up too. Like my wife had to work. She couldn't go.
Yeah.
So, it worked.
Nice.
All right, so me and Danny are gonna sign off before we go, Emily, and say goodbye. And thank you to everybody. Is there something you'd like to say to everybody for having them listen to you on the podcast this week? What do you want to tell our fans? Anything?
I will probably be back next time.
I would assume
Shane
you would be back again.
Yeah, and Shane, what would you like to say to everybody?
I am a poopy head.
Knew it. I knew it. Could have called that one. Could have called that.
That was real. That was sophisticated.
Real professional, Shane.
Yeah, that may be the title. I think we may make that the title of the episode this week. I am a poopy head. Do not touch the computer. He's about to Shane. You really are a little. We have about a year, Danny, before Brady and Cody start breaking in.
I know.
All right, so please write in, leave a comment, tag us if you like this episode. Listen next week, and if you don't like
if you didn't like it, give us a chance next week.
Give us a chance. My kids won't be on it for a while again. I promise. I do this every 6 months. I got to get it out of their system.
Hey, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah. I think I got some sun outside today.
You look a little tan. Hopefully I come back tan from Florida. So
I know. Well, enjoy. Oh, the other thing is, I forgot beginning of the story. My notes. It is President's Week, so everybody's on vacation. If you're listening to this at the beach, with your families, enjoy it. And I'll be at work. Me and Dan, you're off.
Well, technically, I'm working because
you're in the Florida satellite office.
Yeah, I'm down there for work,
yeah.
And then I'm meeting up with Mary Jean and the kids for Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I'm just very thankful for all my coworkers who went on vacation because that'll just mean it's a little quieter in the office.
Exactly.
So whether it's a win-win for everybody. If you're on vacation, you won.
You're either on vacation, you have a quiet weekend at work, which is vacation.
Oh, and I'm going to get yelled at by my kids as to why we didn't go on vacation this week.
See, because we're going on vacation in 2 weeks, but why wouldn't we just go this week?
This is one of the most expensive weeks to travel. That's why.
Correct. That's right. And we're going to go, Emily. Our vacation is tied to a blogging summit where we're going to the Dad 2 Summit. That's when we're going to DC because and then there may be.
That's this week, isn't it?
No, it's in 2 weeks.
Oh, they moved it.
No, I think they moved it a week.
Okay.
They moved it a week. It got pushed back a week from the original schedule. So yes, it is the 20. It's the 27th. I'm going next Thursday night.
Cool.
So maybe if you're a dad blogger and you're listening, look for me in a red shirt.
And
we'll talk.
So hard shirt.
The big dad. I may have to bring shirts.
Yeah.
So we'll talk. We'll text during the week. Enjoy vacation.
Peace.
Peace, everybody.